Hello everyone, my name is Elma. I'm from class 5B and welcome to my presentation on the analysis of the book Teacher's Guide, Learning for the Foundational Phase. This book, published by the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology in 2023, is part of the implementation of Indonesia's Merdeka curriculum. In this session, we will evaluate the book using Alan Turing's word framework, a comprehensive tool for analyzing textbook. I will cover its strength and weakness, particularly its how it supports early childhood education for young learners and teachers. Our goal is to provide the true evaluation and determine how effectively this book fulfills its purpose of holistic development and foundational education. Let's get started. Before we dive into the analysis, let me briefly introduce the framework we are using. Alan Chansworth developed a framework to evaluate textbooks based on their ability to meet the need of learners and teachers. It focuses on 7 critical aspects. The first is relevant to learner needs. Thus, the book addresses the unique needs of its target audience. And the second is presentation of skills. How well are the 4K language skills listening, speaking, reading, and writing too? And the third is coverage and balance. Thus, the book strikes a balance between essential language components such as grammar, vocabulary, and skills. And the fourth is appropriacy. Is the content age-appropriate, culturally relevant, and engaging? And the fifth is methodology. What teaching method does the book support and are they effective? And the sixth is assessment. How well does the book facilitate evaluation of learners' progress? And the last, seven, is teacher support. Does the book provide enough guidance and tools for teachers? The structured approach ensures a detailed evaluation from the perspective of both learners and educators. Now, let's move on to the analysis of the book. The first is relevant to learner needs. Starting with relevant to learners' needs, this book is highly aligned with the development needs of early childhood learners. It focuses on fostering holistic growth, addressing cognitive, social, and motor skills through relatable, real-world themes like I love the earth and I love the Indonesia. And the strength is the book integrates religious values, cultural identity, and foundational literacy to prepare children for the next stage of their education. And the second is the activities are designed to engage children in a meaningful and enjoyable way, blending play with structured learning. And the weakness of this book is, however, one notable gap is the lack of specific strategies for children with special needs. Providing adaptation or alternative activities would enhance the book's inclusivity. Overall, the book does an excellent job of aligning with the broad development goals for this age group. Next, let's discuss how the book presents essential skills. This book priorities social, communication, and motor skills which are foundational for early childhood learners. Literacy skills such as reading and vocabulary building are introduced thematically and contextually, which helps children relate to what they are learning. And the strength is communication skill are taught through interactive activities such as storytelling, role-playing, and thematic projects. And emphasize on play-based learning supports the development of social and motor skills alongside cognitive growth. And the weakness is while reading skills are addressed, writing is not explored in much detail. Introducing writing activities could provide a more balanced literacy approach. In summary, the book does well in fostering core skills but could be more comprehensive in the treatment of literacy development. And the third is, now let's talk about coverage and balance. The book focuses on 3 main elements: religious values, personal identity, and foundational literacy. These elements are carefully balanced to address cognitive, emotional, and social growth. And the strength is the content ensures that children are exposed to a variety of learning experiences from character building to early academic skills. It balances structured learning with opportunities for exploration and creativity. The weakness is one area that could be improved is the inclusion of digital literacy in today's world. Even young learners benefit from early exposure to technology in a controlled and educational way. Despite this gap, the book offers a well-rounded approach to holistic education. And the fourth, moving to upper PSC. This book is tailored to the developmental level of young learners. The language used is simple and age-appropriate, making it easy for children to understand instruction and engage with the content. Additionally, the colorful illustration and relatable themes create a welcoming learning environment. And the strength is the local context of the themes makes the material relatable for Indonesian learners, and visual aids effectively support the text, reinforcing key concept and keeping children engaged. And the weakness, however, the book does not introduce any global or international cultural elements, including this could have broadened children's horizon and build a sense of global awareness. The fifth is methodology. The methodology of this book based on play-based learning, which is highly suitable for early childhood education. This approach encourages exploration, experimentation, and hands-on activities, fostering creativity and critical thinking in young learners. The strength is the play-based model ensures that learning is engaging and meaningful. Activities are designed to encourage active participation and collaboration among children. And the weakness is, while the methodology is strong, the book lacks specific guidance for teachers on managing diverse classroom situations such as mixed ability groups or behavioral challenges. Overall, the methodology aligns well with best practice in early childhood education. And the sixth is assessment. Assessment is another important aspect to consider. This book uses formative and summative assessment based on observation, which is appropriate for tracking young learners' development. And the strength is the assessment focus on evaluating holistic progress, including social, emotional, and cognitive development. And the teachers are encouraged to use authentic, real-time observation to measure learning outcomes. And the weakness is, however, the book does not provide standard assessment tools, which could help teachers streamline evaluation and ensure consistency. The seventh, which is the last, teacher supports. Finally, let's discuss the support provided for teachers. This book is designed as a comprehensive guide, offering step-by-step instruction for planning, implementing, and evaluating lesson. And the strength is the books help teachers adapt lesson to their local context and encourage reflective teaching practice. And practical example and sample activities make it easier for teachers to apply the content in their classroom. And the weakness is, despite its shrewdness, the book does not include guidance on integrating technology or using digital tools, which could greatly enhance modern teaching practice. Providing more advanced support in these areas would make the book even more valuable for educators. And in conclusion, Teacher's Guide Learning for the Foundational Phase is an excellent research for early childhood education. Its strength lies in its alignment with learners' needs, its play-based methodology, and its comprehensive coverage of foundational skills. However, there are areas for improvement, including the inclusion of digital literacy, standardized assessment, and support for children with special needs. Addressing these gaps will make the book more inclusive and better suited to the demands of modern education. Thank you for joining this presentation. I hope this analysis has provided useful insight. I hope you have any question or feedback. Feel free to share. See you next time and bye-bye.